Hello everyone, I am back for the take 3, the third part of my journey where I am talking here about why coaching excites me. What is it that brought me on this journey of coaching? Now, coaching the industry leaders, the business owners, helping them live their vision and build their legacy without burnout. And this immensely excites me day on day basis. It inspires me to show up for people, for their lives. And today we are going to decode a glimpse of it that though I started my journey into the IT industry, I am a com science graduate and an engineer by education. But how it actually turned around, like from working with the challenges around systems and code to working with the real people on their challenges and the dreams that they want to make themselves live those. So it's been an amazing journey so far. We have talked about this professional coach, sports part of it, that stint of my life. And then the college part of it, where I found that my college mates gave me so much. I was more in the learning space too much because I felt less confident around them. Though I was very confident in the first stint in the school part of it, at the college space, it was very different. And somewhere when I do that reflection, I feel that it was one of the building blocks for me as a human being. Though every aspect of my life till date had been a building block, I would say the tower already started to grow, even me not knowing about it. Now, when I reflect back, I find it so amazing, awesome, exciting that wow, this thing came to be because of this aspect, and I have an answer to every why of the incidents took place in my life, in the path I traversed, the people I met, the challenges I went through. And this is all, that is what I am bringing on to all of you here. It excites me every moment for what path I have traveled and the experiences I've got, and I feel so blessed and grateful for every chapter, every page of my life unfolding. So, right, so I mentioned last time that, I was placed to TCS through campus recruitment, though TCS were not the first of the companies that visited us, and, obviously I didn't make good or do good in the first interviews that I did. And then, I got placed at TCS, and that was the moment of, I think, my life which I remember, and that is captured as well in camera with my parents with me when I reached home and I told them that, I'm selected. And that moment was awesome for me, for them. And I could see that shine in their eyes, that bright eyes, where somewhere they found that the path they wanted for their daughter, the path, as a parent, both of them, whatever they had been looking forward for, that somewhere now came into existence. And as it came into existence, it really stuck them. And it helped me as well to really grow well from that space onwards. So, all of us are working from home, and these kind of sounds we are all familiar of right now. So I'll continue with my journey. Now, the space where I came from, I got into TCS. I was, the start of my journey, the professional journey began at Trivandrum. I was sent to Trivandrum for a training And the challenge was that this was the first time I was possibly leaving for good, right? This was the first time I was somewhere feeling that inside that how am I going to manage, deal with stuff alone? So I'm sure most of us who left homes and went to another city to start off their own careers and stuff, it really, really, really must have been difficult. But for me, it was exciting because I was starting something new. But it was there was a nervousness as well, because from Indore to Trivandrum, going into that place was though it was not that difficult, I never thought about it like that. It's just that feeling that coming to me right now is that it was not that difficult though, but it feels in this moment that how in that moment I would have made that transition. So feeling vulnerable in this moment about that how could I being so close to my parents, to my family, and then really making a shift and going and living at a place, though I had been traveling, right? During my sports days, I had been traveling to various different places, but then I think during the college journey, it was very different, right? So yes, the the vulnerability piece came into picture right in front of you here, but I feel that every aspect, every part made me stronger, made me better, made me an improved version of myself. So my parents came with me to drop me at Trivandrum for my 41 days of the training at PCS, the initial learning program, the ILP, and there I met a bunch of freak people and I learned a lot from them, that how can I chill out a bit. I think I was getting too serious about a lot of things, and very much into I have to study kind of. Now they're teaching us, they're giving us a training, so we have to be very serious about it. So though we studied and all, the batch was awesome, but I learned to have fun, enjoy the bits and moments. We used to crack jokes and stuff, which gave another perspective, another learning in that space. So now that 41 days were over and I had to choose which place I would want to be going back to and join the professional side of it, really starting my career as a trainee, as a software developer. And it was no brainer, because we had already decided somewhere that I would be going to Pune, which is similar to Indore in terms of weather, the people. That was the feeling, that was like giving a comfort zone, living in the comfort zone. But believe me, I think that was the only place where I thought about comfort zone. After that, till my life in this moment, I always like to move out, jump out of my comfort zones completely. And this feeling, while I'm talking it all here to all of you, it's very different, where I feel, I was looking forward for that comfort zone, but why so? I don't have to, because as a person, I am a person who looks forward for challenges. Somewhere, I love challenges, and I think that's where I've been attracting so many, and that's where I had been overcoming so many, and that's where I am here to speak with all of you and sharing my journey with a lot of ease and grace, rather than shying away and not acknowledging it. So I think that was the space where I thought, okay, Pune would be a better choice, going there and all of that. And I joined here sometime in August 2004. and I was placed at the Morgan Stanley account, and it's so amazing that in the first week itself, as I joined, there was an outing planned for the team outing, and then as I mentioned, that was the only time shifting from Trivandrum to Pune. This was the time whether I go or not go, because that experience, you don't know anybody, whether you would be, how would you go about it. But then I thought, and my father always gave me this advice, and he used to tell me that don't wait for people to come and talk to you. Always be at ease to approach them whenever, wherever you feel like. And I think I remember that in that moment, and I went for the team outing, and the bonding was awesome. I got to know so many people which I would have possibly not known in many months to come. So there were I don't remember the count, but yes, we had a lot of people. And professionally, when we work at office, everybody is kind of not that jokey about stuff and not having that much fun. But then when we were in the outing, it was great, and I met few friends, in that space, and then the whole journey started. Now with the Morgan Stanley account, it was somewhere aggressive because we were working for an investment bank, and I think that aggression part, that commitment part, came to me from this span of TCS. Though the commitment was there, the aggression was also there, but then I think to streamline and channelize that aggression was one of the things that I learned when I lived in Tokyo for more than 2 years. And this superb person, Dheeranath Kolkar, from TCS, he said, okay, now we are sending Shraddha to Tokyo for this project and stuff, and I got very excited. And I think that was the span when I lived in Tokyo, gave me the thought of big picture. If I am writing a piece of code, how exactly it is going to go and hit that end user's benefit or not benefit, whatever it is, then how am I supposed to do it? Was the question that came to my mind during that dinner. So obviously there were traders we were working with, and I used to sit with the people at the closing time, market closing, and whatnot. So the pressure was so much for a fresher who was just experienced of 1 year experience. Onboarding that journey, that leap was too big for me. And as a coach, now when I reflect back on that space, I feel, wow, so much of learning that came to me on that aspect. Because if that stint of me going to Tokyo, living there for a long period of time, working with those people over there, would have not happened, I would have not realized the bigger picture in any aspect, And now as a coach, the first thing that I asked my prospect or people is, on the longer run, what is it that you want to create? What is your vision? What is the horizon that you're, building, looking to build here with me as a coach? And I think that question actually comes from that space when I lived in Tokyo. Another aspect, because the people in Tokyo, the users that I used to work with, they taught me Japanese, and I feel I've always been good at languages, picking up the languages, and I taught them English. And while this transition was happening in terms of the requirement gathering and helping them out in their own requirements, I feel I could scale up on that communication aspect as well. That how do I communicate so the other person gets it? So there had been so many elements of my journey at TCS of 5.5 years which I had, which I believe gave me a huge start in my professional life. And now, when as a coach I look back, it feels amazing. So I think that was the segment which was a pressure one as well, because at the market close, if things doesn't happen, the heads of the departments used to come on just right behind me, that why the code is broken and stuff. And the pressure that used to build up, and handling that and really working stuff out on there, getting that vision and clarity of what they're expecting out of me or my team, as the outcome from that programming or the coding space. That's number two, the clarity, handling pressure, communication aspect of it, because it was very difficult initially. I'm talking about the space of 2005 and 6, where the English was not that prevalent, though in the investment banks we used to speak, but then there were still the users and stuff, they were not familiar with it, and we had to deal with it. And I think that gave me a sense of learning in terms of how do I communicate so the other person gets it. So that all, this was like a treasure box for me, those 5.5 years, where I got to learn so much. I started as a fresher, and when I moved out of TCS, I believe I was into a very different space. 5.5 years was just a number in terms of the experience I had, but it was immensely huge experience I got, and I am really grateful and thankful for Dina to be there. The start happened with him, so I'm really grateful. He holds a special place in my heart, because I know what my journey has come down to be, and what the role he had played in there. And of course all the team members, my team lead, and everybody else. It was just fantastic, the kind of support. They used to tell me why I used to take a 8:30 bus rather than the 6:30 one, so that I could spend more time and learn. And so sometimes I was told that why don't you go home. So it was that, the connection was so strong that people were sensitive about you, about your growth, and giving you those opportunities, standing by you, teaching you, really coaching you during that aspect of your journey towards whatever next you're going to be. And at that point in time, of course, I didn't knew about that I'm going to be a coach, or I'm going to be doing this service to people. I'm going to be really rocking and feeling so fulfilled and grateful that I'm here. But yes, I believe that stint gave me a kickstart. It was not 5.5 years. It was surely a 15-year experience that I carried from that space, that stint of my life. So that's it for today. We have 3 more days to go, and I'm getting super more excited about the last 3 legs, or the last 3 stints that I want to talk about. And the more I talk, the more it comes to me as my journey, the more I feel grateful that I am here talking to you all. And it's so amazing and beautiful. So I again say, whosoever touched my life really got me to the space here today. I am grateful to you all. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow for the part 4. Thank you.